In the quiet town of Agbeal, where crime had been a ghost lurking in the shadows, something happened one night that would become legend. It was a story so unbelievable that even the most hardened criminals whispered it in fear, the story of Baba Yaga, the phantom beast. It was the dead of night. The only sounds were the distant croaking of frogs and the occasional hoot of an owl. The residents of Agbeal were fast asleep, unaware that terror was creeping into their town. A ruthless gang of 20 armed robbers, led by the infamous Killer Mopol, had planned their biggest hit yet. Their target? The mansion of Chief Olowookere, a retired general rumored to have kept millions in his underground vault. These weren't ordinary thieves. They had AK-47s, pump-action shotguns, and machetes sharpened for war. They had studied the mansion for weeks, ensuring there were no armed guards. What they didn't know was that Chief Olowookere had something far deadlier than human security. He had Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga was no ordinary dog. He was a massive Caucasian shepherd, trained in military attack strategies. He had been raised in war zones, where he was used to sniff out explosives and neutralize enemy threats. But what made him truly terrifying was that he fought like a ghost, silent, swift, and merciless. At exactly 2:07 a.m., the robbers jumped over the mansion's high fence. They moved in total silence, spreading out as they approached the house. Then the first scream shattered the night. A robber near the backyard had just disappeared into the darkness. His comrades turned, confused. There was no gunshot, no struggle. Just the sickening crunch of bones. Baba Yaga had begun his hunt. The gang leader, Killer Mopol, barked orders. Stay together. Something day this compound. Before they could react, another man was yanked off his feet. His rifle clattered to the ground as he was dragged into the shadows. His scream died abruptly. Panic set in. The gang fired randomly into the darkness. That was their mistake. Baba Yaga had been trained to strike from blind spots. He attacked from the side, clamping his iron-like jaws around a robber's throat, crushing his windpipe in seconds. The man's body jerked violently before going limp. The others sought his glowing eyes now, two fiery orbs floating in the darkness. "Na spirit dog be this," one of them shrieked. Another tried to run, but Baba Yaga was faster. He leapt 15 feet in a single bound, landed on the man's back, and twisted his head at an unnatural angle. Snap! 6 men were down in less than 10 minutes. Realizing their guns were useless, Killer Mopol rallied his men. "We go take him down together." Big mistake. The moment they grouped, Baba Yaga vanished into the shadows. They felt something watching them, circling them. Then, he attacked from behind. A robber screamed as something yanked him straight into the air, his body thrashing wildly before he was thrown against a tree. His skull cracked open like a coconut. Bang! 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 They fired blindly. But Baba Yaga was already gone. One by one, they fell. The beast was too fast, too smart, too deadly. By 4 a.m., only Killer Mopol was left. The once feared gang leader was trembling. Blood stained the ground. His men, all 20 of them, were dead. The silence was unbearable. Then he heard it. The slow, deliberate breathing of something behind him. He turned, and Baba Yaga was there. Towering over him, his fur matted with blood, his fangs dripping with the carnage of the night. Killer Mopol dropped his gun and fell to his knees. "A beg. I no go thief again." But Baba Yaga did not believe in second chances. With one final snarl, he launched forward, and the night swallowed Killer Mopol forever. By morning, the town of Agbeal woke up to the most chilling sight. 20 bodies. Some torn apart. Some missing limbs. Some found up in trees like they had been flung there by a force not of this world. But no one saw Baba Yaga. Chief Olowookere simply stepped outside, whistled, and somewhere in the distance, 2 glowing eyes vanished into the mist. From that day forward, no criminal ever dared set foot in Agbeal. Because the legend was born. The town that had a ghost dog. And his name? Ali Baba Yaga. Please subscribe.